Welcome, creators. It's nice to meet you all. My name is Henry, and I'm the Human Resource Manager here at AR Company. Ready to begin? You will be faced with countless experiences that are sure to give you some valuable lessons. While it may seem overwhelming at first, there's no need to worry. Our fellow creators, including myself, will always be here to help out.
What up, Chooms? Welcome back to another episode of Kjun's Concerns. Today, we're diving into concerns 6 through 10, tackling some of the most ambitious and sometimes chaotic features shaping inZOI. From complex systems to pacing and even AI-driven NPCs, this part of the series highlights the bold choices the dev team is making to create a truly unique life sim. If you've been following along, you know how much love and care the devs put into this game. And if you're new here, don't worry, I've got you covered with all the details you need to catch up. Before diving into today's deep dive, let's quickly recap concerns 1 through 5 from Kjun's concerns. Concern 1, how long should a day last? The devs settled on a default 96 minutes per in-game day, a sweet spot for immersion without dragging too long with additional options for customized playthroughs. Concern 2, auto drive or player-driven cars. Auto drive won out due to practicality and performance. Features like car maintenance and in-car music add depth, but a mini-game or customization challenges could make it even better. Concern 3. Update to unlimited floors and inZOI Kjun tackled the long-debated topic of unlimited floors, balancing creative freedom and performance. Initially, the development team hesitated to allow unlimited floors, concerned about the potential for decreased performance leading to an unpleasant experience. However, after extensive internal discussions and considering community feedback, Kjun decided that offering creative freedom outweighed the risks. Here's the plan. Players can select an option to exceed the recommended 4-floor maximum, though this feature will warn about potential simulation and performance issues. The team is developing a system for empty floors to minimize rendering strain while maintaining functionality, catering to players who want to push architectural boundaries. Kjun's vision. This decision reflects Kjun's commitment to empowering architect enthusiasts and builders within the life sim community. By prioritizing their needs, inZOI aims to become a platform for crafting photorealistic, stunning houses. With these changes, players can embrace creativity while understanding the trade-offs, creating a more flexible and inclusive experience. Stay tuned for more updates as the devs refine this exciting feature. Concern 4, who gets credit on Canvas? Kjun clarified key aspects of the Canvas platform, which supports in-game assets created with inZOI's tools, such as character customization or build mode, but does not cover external mods or original art assets. Here's what's new. Updated authorization rules. Before, overwriting parts of a Zoi preset with default presets changed the author of the preset. Now, only overwriting the entire Zoi preset changes the author to int2. Editing this preset afterward assigns authorship to the player. Room authorship. Rooms will not have designated authors due to technical challenges in protecting authorship integrity. New features on the Way Canvas profile links. Players will be able to link external pages, like social media, to their Canvas profiles. City edits. Players can upload city modifications to share with others. Due to high storage requirements, upload limits may apply. These updates highlight inZOI's commitment to player creativity and collaboration while maintaining fairness and technical feasibility. Stay tuned for more details. Concern 5. Name order, first last or last first. Update on name order and nicknames in inZOI Kjun has refined the name order system to give players more personalization and immersion. Here's what's new. Name order options. Default follows game language settings, for example, first last for English and last first for Korean. Override, players can choose between first last first, or based on current city. Switching based on city culture. Addition of nicknames, players can now assign optional nicknames in the Create a Zoi menu. Nicknames can appear as first nickname last, or seamlessly integrated as first nickname last. Other Zois will refer to characters by their nickname in conversations. Now that you're all caught up, you can stick around to the end, because concern number 10 includes a feature that could completely change how players interact with the world of inZOI. Let's jump in. Concern number 6, is city stability control too much? Let's talk about one of the coolest and potentially most chaotic systems in inZOI, city stability control. This feature is the ultimate playground for players who love tweaking every little detail. Want to create a spotless utopia or turn your city into a bustling, unpredictable hub? This system lets you do that, and so much more. But as with any ambitious feature, it comes with its challenges. Let's break it down. 1. What is city stability control? City stability control is all about personalizing your city's simulation. Right now, it lets you adjust things like the general health of Zois, how often Zois have dreams, the cleanliness of the city, and other behind-the-scenes elements that shape daily life. For players like me, and let's be honest, a lot of us, who love mods and fine-tuning systems, this feature feels like a dream come true. It's a way to make your version of inZOI completely unique to your preferences. And the recent updates, they're taking this to a whole new level. 2. What's new in city stability controls? To make this system even better, the devs have introduced some exciting updates. City stability presets. For players who don't want to manually adjust every slider, presets like Default, Utopia, and Chaos City give you a quick way to set the tone of your city. It's a perfect balance between ease of use and depth of control. Renaming City Safety to Crime Rate. Let's be real, City Safety wasn't the most intuitive name. By renaming it Crime Rate, it's now crystal clear what you're adjusting. It's a small change, but it makes a big difference. New controls. In addition to the existing options, players can now tweak even more aspects of city life. Economy, adjust taxes, salaries, and job opportunities to create a thriving or struggling economy. Population density. Decide how tightly packed your city is, bringing Zois closer together for a livelier vibe. Traffic rate. Raise or lower congestion to simulate anything from quiet suburbs to gridlocked urban chaos. Random occurrences. Add an element of surprise with unpredictable events, from festivals to emergencies. 3. The trade-off. More control, more complexity. Here's where it gets tricky. The more controls you add, the more complex the system becomes. Adjusting one setting, like improving city cleanliness, might have unintended effects if another slider, like traffic, isn't balanced. For players who love diving deep, this is a playground of possibilities. But for those who just want to jump in and enjoy, it might feel a little overwhelming. The devs are actively listening to feedback to find the right balance. Should they keep adding more controls even if it increases complexity, or focus on making it more streamlined and accessible? My thoughts. Okay, let me start by saying I love this system. Customization is what makes life sims so special. It's about creating a world that feels personal and alive. The new presets, total game changers for players who don't want to tweak every detail. And the added controls like economy and random events, those open up so many creative possibilities. But I get it, complexity is a valid concern. My suggestion? Keep the features coming, but include tools to help players manage the chaos. Something like a stability meter could show when your settings are throwing things off balance. And maybe add a smart reset option to bring things back to a manageable state without starting from scratch. Oh, and one more thing. I'm really excited about the idea of citywide public events. Imagine being able to control how often festivals, protests, or even parades happen. That level of detail could make your city feel truly alive. Fingers crossed we'll hear more about this soon. Concern number 7, building a strong foundation. Let's round this out with a big picture question. Is focusing on the foundation at the expense of early polish the right move for inZOI? Kjun's analogy here is spot on. Right now, inZOI is like a house with a solid foundation, but no windows, paint, or finishing touches. It's functional, but it's not winning any beauty contests yet. And when you compare it to the sprawling, fully realized life sims out there, it's easy to feel a bit of secondhand anxiety. 1. The early access dilemma. The dev team is considering early access as a way to invite players in to help shape inZOI. But that means showing an unfinished product, a newborn baby, as Kjun puts it, that might not immediately wow people who are used to polished, established games. On the flip side, early access lets players get involved in the development process. It's a chance to build something together and create a game that feels like it's for the community, by the community. The question is, will players embrace the imperfections, or will they be too distracted by what's missing? 2. Building a legacy. Kjun's respect for the trailblazers of the life sim genre shines here. As he points out, those games didn't become juggernauts overnight. They took years of iteration, feedback, and hard work. The same will likely be true for inZOI. Early access is just the first step on that journey, and it's about nurturing this newborn into the full-fledged experience it's meant to be. My thoughts. I fully agree that starting with a strong foundation is the right move. In the long run, it's better to have a game with solid mechanics and systems that can grow, rather than something flashy that falls apart as soon as you look deeper. But here's the thing. Early access is all about communication and managing expectations. Players who join need to understand that this is a work in progress. Transparency will be key. Give us clear roadmaps, honest updates, and maybe even some fun behind-the-scenes peeks at how things are evolving. As for the idea of building the game together, I love it. Life sim fans are some of the most passionate and creative players out there. Inviting them into the process is like adding an extension to your development team. Concern number 8, why was inZOI's release delayed? Now, let's address the big question on everyone's mind. Why was inZOI's release pushed back to March 28, 2025? Kjun and the team didn't take this decision lightly, and as they explained it, the delay came down to one simple goal: delivering the best version of inZOI possible. 1. The pressure of a legendary genre. Building a life sim game is no small feat, especially for a team working in an industry where this genre is basically non-existent. As Kjun points out, The Sims has dominated this space for decades, setting a standard that's as inspiring as it is intimidating. When the team originally planned for a late 2024 release, the goal was to get feedback early and iterate. But after the overwhelming reception at Gamescom, it became clear that expectations for inZOI were sky high. The team realized they needed more time and more hands to meet those expectations. Since then, they've added over 20 new members to their team, ensuring they can refine the systems and incorporate player feedback into the early access experience. 2. The challenge of starting from scratch. Unlike established studios with years of experience in life sims, the inZOI team had to forge their path, designing systems from the ground up. On top of that, there haven't been any significant life sim releases in recent years from which to draw inspiration. Instead, they're relying on their own passion for the genre and the input of players to shape the game. That's what makes this delay so important. It's not just about fixing bugs or polishing graphics. It's about building a foundation for a game that feels fresh, innovative, and most importantly, built by and for fans of life sims. My thoughts. Honestly, I respect the hell out of this decision. Rushing a release just to hit a deadline is a recipe for disappointment. Taking the time to get it right, especially for something as complex and player-driven. The team truly cares about delivering a meaningful experience as a life sim. That said, the key to making this delay work is keeping the lines of communication open. Players will understand if they feel like they're part of the journey, through updates, behind-the-scenes look, or even sneak peeks at what's coming in early access. Transparency is everything to your development team. Concern 9, is inZOI still too slow? During the influencer playtest, one of the biggest critiques was that inZOI felt too slow. Even with the 5x speed setting, certain moments, like when your Zoi is sleeping, left players feeling stuck. The dev team heard you loud and clear and made exciting updates to address this. What's new? Customizable day lengths. Players can now adjust the length of an in-game day to fit their playstyle, with options ranging from 24 actual minutes to 4 real hours. Default is 96 minutes. This is a game changer for speedrunners and immersion enthusiasts alike. 10x speed setting. The max game speed has been doubled, perfect for breezing through slower moments. While there's some strain on performance in this setting, the team is actively working on optimizations to improve it. Planned improvements, based on feedback. Day length adjustment, UI. A new feature will allow players to change the length of one day directly from the in-game interface possibly through the existing game speed slider. Day length adjustment hotkeys. To make this even faster, the team is exploring hotkeys like Shift plus number sign to adjust day lengths on the fly. Balance adjustments. Making day lengths work naturally across all settings is no small task. Balancing needs, interactions, and travel times will take ongoing effort, with improvements continuing well after early access. Challenges and future plans. The dev team also loves syncing inZOI's day length to real-world time for next-level realism. Unfortunately, implementing this isn't feasible right now due to the game's clock-based simulation. While we won't see this feature yet, the team keeps it on their radar for future updates. My thoughts. These updates are a big win for players. Customizable day lengths and faster speeds give everyone more control over how they experience the game. The planned improvements, like the UI and hotkeys, take it further, showing how much the devs care about community feedback. Balancing different day lengths is ambitious, but it's worth the effort. Imagine fully immersing yourself in a 24-hour real-time day or quickly zip through tasks in a 24-minute cycle. Options like these make inZOI genuinely unique. But here's where I'd love to see some next-level innovation, turning the Zoi's dream sequences into rabbit hole events. Imagine your Zoe going to an alternate universe, Dreamland, while they sleep. In this space, supernatural gameplay becomes possible without breaking the game's immersive realism for more serious life sim players. You could experience mermaids, vampires, monarchs, fairies, or other fantastical elements that feel like a totally separate realm from the grounded everyday life of inZOI. Not only would this keep players engaged during slower moments, but it'd also add a fresh layer of creativity to the game. Dreamland could act as a safe experimental space for whimsical gameplay ideas while still respecting the core life sim experience. What's your ideal day length in a life sim? Are you team real-time or team fast-forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear it all. Concern number 10, the highlights and lessons of 2024. Let's rewind the clock a little. Back in late 2024, Kjun and the inZOI team took a moment to reflect on the year's highs, lows, and everything in between. Sure, I'm a little late covering this update. Better late than never, right? But the lessons and progress they shared are still just as exciting, and honestly, worth the wait. Let's dive into what made 2024 such a wild ride for the inZOI devs. 1. The wins. Unique Zois and dynamic relationships. One of the biggest highlights from last year was how the Zois themselves came to life. The team took huge steps to make every Zoi feel unique. They now have individual preferences that impact their relationships, with compatibility playing a key role. Even cooler, Zois don't just know everything about each other instantly, they learn incrementally. Over time, they'll discover details like marital status, family members, or even something as simple and awkward as whether the other Zoi actually likes them. It's a system designed to mimic real-life connections, and it's a huge leap toward making inZOI feel alive. 2. Turning challenges into features. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. The team faced some hurdles, like car physics that still need work and daily commutes that felt a bit uninspired. Their solution? Add interactive and interesting locations around the city to make the journey more dynamic. But the best story from 2024 has to be the bug that turned into a feature. A developer accidentally created a Zoi who couldn't stop stealing money from businesses, and it was so hilarious that the team decided to keep it. Now, inZOI includes a proper steal money interaction, giving players an alternative, and slightly shady, way to make ends meet. They're even working on how the police might deal with these mischievous Zois in the future. This mix of realism and unexpected twists is exactly why inZOI feels so fresh. It's grounded but not afraid to get a little weird. My thoughts. Even a little late to the party, I have to say, this update still hits hard. The individuality of the Zois has to be one of my favorite aspects. The idea that relationships grow over time, influenced by unique traits and preferences, is what life sims are all about. It sets the stage for stories that feel dynamic and personal, which is exactly what fans of the genre crave. And let's talk about that commute problem. Designing interactive locations was a smart move, but why stop there? I'd love to see more layers, like random events during commutes. Imagine stumbling on a pop-up street performance, an accident creating a traffic jam, or even a chance to bump into an old friend on your route. These moments could transform a boring routine into memorable gameplay. Oh, and let's not forget our criminal mastermind Zois. I'm all for more mischievous gameplay. It's those little surprises that make inZOI feel like a truly living world. Plus, I'm curious to see how the team handles consequences for those sneaky players who take a few too many liberties. Looking ahead to 2025, now that we're in January, the countdown to early access is officially on. With just over 2 months to go, it's clear the inZOI team is putting everything they've got into fine-tuning the game. And even after launch, they're committed to improving and expanding the experience with community feedback. Kjun may not have gotten the snowy white Christmas he wanted in Seoul, but the warmth and support from the community have been the real gift. As we move deeper into 2025, it's clear this game is being built on passion, collaboration, and a love for the genre. All right, Chooms, that wraps up part 2 of Kjun's concerns. We've covered some big topics today: stability controls, pacing, resources, AI immersion, and event fatigue. And it's clear that the devs are listening and pushing boundaries to make inZOI something truly special. But this is just the beginning. The next batch of concerns is packed with even more game-changing updates, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. Hint, we're talking about features that could completely redefine how we build, play, and connect in inZOI. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which update are you most hyped about? What features do you want to see next? If you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button, share this with your crew, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. And remember, inZOI Early Access is just around the corner, so we're getting closer to living the life sim dream. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep gaming. AFK Peace.
준기 예. 당연히 두렵죠. 개발자인데 걱정도 부끄럽기도 한데 저는 이제 그런 것들을 유저도 그렇고 매스컴도 그렇고 공개하는 게 더 좋다고 생각해요. 저희 사회에는 어려움도 그렇고 그런 걸 서로 소통할 때 더 좋은 결과가 나는 것 같습니다. 고맙습니다. 네.
Well, that wraps it up for me. Please follow your new supervisor, Psycat, to create your own amazing story. Good luck, everyone! Oh.